Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Social media has freed the voice of black men. Yeah, I was uh I was actually going to do another video going in on some folks for trying to invalidate the opinions of some black YouTubers. But I'll do that another time because I thought about it. I thought about it. This is really a great time for men in general and black men in particular because we can finally state our grievances. Now, let me take y'all back a bit. I remember, well, first started paying attention rather. It might go back a little bit further to the 70s or even 60s. I'm not sure. But in the 80s, that's when I really started paying attention to how the overall culture and media would go in on black men and say we were so bad, and you start seeing the media appearing that, well, basically talking about there's a shortage of good black men, and we're no good, all of that. I mean, ultimately that goes back to a century to the 19th century, but in modern times it was really picking up in the late 80s and 90s. I mean, I remember the first instance when that movie The Color Purple came out. And that actually it was that movie that brought Oprah Winfrey to prominence, and we all know what she's done. Now, back in the 80s and 90s, the relationship conversation was really dominated by women and those who were in favor of the women's position. It was all about the brothers weren't doing right. I mean, you had Shahrazad Ali who was able to break in there, but for the most part, it was anti-black male, and we really didn't have a voice because one of the things the publishing industry was still controlled by the major publishers, and they would only publish books that would defame the black man, and many of those books were coming from toxic females and maybe a few males who were looking to capitalize off the trend. And many men didn't have anything to say about it. We just had to grin and bear it. We didn't have YouTube pages or channels. We didn't have blogs. Publishing was a whole lot harder back then. So we didn't have a voice. Now, fast forward to maybe around 2005. That's when social media, well, it started picking up a little bit before then, but it started picking up more. And mainly, black men were starting to speak up more until we have a situation that we have today. We have plenty of black men speaking up with channels and different points of view, which is the beauty of it. It's not all about grievances, but you have men out there talking about how to improve oneself. We still have men who are defending the women's position, which is their right. But now we get to hear everyone's voices, and that's a good thing. That's a great thing. Well, that's a great thing for men. Many women, they're not happy about that situation. In fact, that's one consistent theme I've seen. Many women feel like a lot of the stuff coming from black men is just came out of the blue, especially from some younger ones. They really don't talk to their elders and have the elders tell them what was going on, and just say, you know what, we were going in on the brothers back then. This is the blowback from it. Because one thing, back in the day, many brothers, if they were having any trouble in their relationships, if they were having trouble with women, facing rejection or um, ridicule because they weren't that what was starting to become that thug thing, they didn't really have many places to go. In fact, many men had to hide behind a macho exterior and just say, "Oh yeah, I'm getting mine" and everything. They couldn't really just come out and say, "Hey, I'm having problems here," or "These women did this to me." Because back in the day, if you said that, people would just say, well, you just be player, or, you got a dog on, or, basically tell them how to be players and stuff. But see, everybody's not built for that. So many had to suffer in silence. The beauty of social media now, guys know they're not crazy. Think about it. You have a men on the West Coast who can dialogue with men on the East Coast and compare notes. In fact, I would take it even further. We have many men who are commenting, and they're commenting from Africa, they're commenting from Europe, all over, and they're traveling. And we're talking about different things. It's not even just about going in on the sisters or women in general, but we're talking about business. You see, that's one of the things that's you know everybody think it's just about going back and forth with women, but there's a lot of brothers conducting, they finding out about stuff. They talking about investments. I've had a couple of my commentators tell me about Bitcoin, and I'm just like, oh, okay. And you had O'Shea Jackson. He was just talking about the opportunities that exist overseas. So it's like, wait a minute, we're starting to expand our horizons. And then, even though with the overseas stuff, you have black men who can get on social media and just say, "Hey, okay, I'm telling you what's going on in Uganda." Another one could say, "Well, I'm telling you what's going on in Nigeria." Some could say, "Well, I'm over in China, and here are the business opportunities here." I mean, it's bigger than just gender relations. It's like you can find out stuff. We can go back and forth. We can bounce ideas off of each other, and you know, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing because we can now start thinking, hey, wait a minute, I'm not stuck in this hood, and I don't have to. There was a big hoo-ha over going back to clean up the hood. Well, if a brothers choose to do that, I'm in full support of it. But if brothers are saying, you know what, I want to get out of this joint, I want to go to another country, I'm in support of that too. Because other than my sons being here, I'm not that gung ho of staying in this country. And it doesn't have anything with the current political climate, but it's just, you know, I just want to be someplace I can chill out. Do I want to be stressed, or do I want to be chilling on some beach on some Caribbean, you know, on some Caribbean island or something, or maybe back to the ancestral homeland of West Africa, the Ghana region, because I know I look like I'm from Ghana. So, you know, um, we have so much, but the beauty of it is we can communicate this to each other. We can communicate this to each other, and even with social media, we can actually do business with each other now. We can connect. We can do business. I can do business with people across the world. I mean, even with the sales of my different books, every single month I have to go to a currency converter website just to figure out how much I'll be making, because my books are literally selling all over the world. And really, I have social media to thank for that. So it's big, and it's really, it's freed us in a way that, as I said, it goes beyond relationships, and really even goes beyond money. Our minds do not have to be limited by the hood or what we see. We can go so much further. Like, a vision I would have is getting young black children laptops, and not so they can like watch some ratchet videos, but just to see what else is on the planet. Maybe even do stuff like Skyping people in other countries just to get a broader perspective. But this is a beautiful time. Our voices are free. We don't have to, like, overall we don't have to take any bullshit. Like, if someone says anything particularly negative about black men, because I still say we're about due for a TV special talking about there's a shortage of us. We can respond to that within seconds. In fact, if they have some type of TV show or special talking about, oh, there's a shortage of good black men, we can respond during the show. That's the beauty of it. We can respond as they're saying stuff, and also we can put the word out and be there in force, just to say, hey, be there in person and just say, hey, this is what's going on. And I mean, that's just one way. I mean, we can organize, we can do stuff, we can build businesses. Social media has done a lot just for people who know how to use it. So, anyway, that's it for this one. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.